Hello, welcome back. I am coming with a scientific video. We're gonna use my major today. We're gonna use the $12,000 plus I've invested into my scientific knowledge.
Science rules.
Since 2017. That's happening today because you read the title, you saw the thumbnail. I got the COVID-19 vaccine. Yes. Audience applause. I have proof. I'm going to try to hide any information that needs to be hidden. Woo. That's probably not in focus. So yes, I got the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. So first I'm going to talk about the science behind the COVID vaccine because there's a lot of misinformation out there. So first I have my notes here because we got to do research. Also, if you're new to my channel, maybe, I don't know. And if you're feeling like it, subscribe. That would be really cool. Anyways, let's talk about the research. So essentially what these vaccines are that everyone is talking about is mRNA. This may sound really familiar to something we all know, which is DNA, but it is different. RNA is one-stranded and DNA is double-stranded. As you know, you see the two little twisties all the time. Essentially what these vaccines contain is the genetic code to tell our body to make these spikes. So essentially the coronavirus is named because the crown, that's corona, crown, there's a lot of things named corona, it's the Latin term for crown, and it's because they have all these spikes on it. So it's like a ball, you've seen it, with all of these spikes surrounding it. And essentially these spikes are proteins on the virus. And what this mRNA does is, so it gets injected into our body. It's like genetic code. And our body's like, okay, I guess I'll make some protein spikes. And so basically our body produces these protein spikes. And so when our antibodies see this, they're like, oh, yeah, we're not supposed to have that here. And our bodies will build up an immune response, and I think it's an adaptive immune response, so that if we ever do come into contact with COVID-19, our bodies will be able to be like, hey, no, I've seen you before, get out of here. I said leave. And then with these vaccines, they're 94.5% effective. So that doesn't mean it works 100% of the time, right? So even if you get a vaccine, there's still a possibility you could come down with COVID-19 and the symptoms that come with it. However, what it seems like is even though it doesn't prevent coronavirus 100% of the time, a lot of the time, if you do get it, you will have a less severe form of it, which is a really amazing part of it. And also today, I'm not going to talk about the Pfizer vaccine, even though Moderna and Pfizer are like very similar. I got Moderna, so I'm going to talk about Moderna and then my experiences with getting the vaccine. And so the process that turns the mRNA into these protein spikes is called translation. Also, mRNA is very, very sensitive, okay? If it had a zodiac sign, it'd be a Cancer. Okay? They're sensitive. They're sensitive little babies. So the vaccine contains lipids. So it's encased in a little lipid nanoparticle, so our body doesn't degrade it immediately. And then after the vaccine has done its job and the mRNA has made this protein spikes that it's need to make, then it gets degraded by the enzymes in our body. So that is also why they're trying to figure out how long these vaccines work. There's still not a for sure answer. This is an opinion because this is just something I've heard, is that it lasts 6 months, they think, and maybe they're even saying possibly 2 years. But since this is a newer vaccine, we're not going to have those numbers for sure. So it could be, opinion again, this could be like a vaccine we have to get yearly, like the flu vaccine. So the ingredients that are in this is pretty important. When I went, they asked me if I was allergic to anything in the vaccine, and I wasn't. Luckily, I'm only allergic to cat dander and dust. So as long as that's not in there, I'm good. But it has the mRNA, the genetic code we need, lipids, multiple lipids in there. I believe one of them was cholesterol, and I'm going to link everything, all the citations, everything I looked at today. I'm going to link that in the description so you can look at it for yourself. There's this is why I gotta see an organic chemistry one. Tromethamine hydrochloride, acetic acid, which is basically vinegar. And then sodium acetate and sucrose, which is sugar. And it is I've seen 94.1 and 94.5% effective. I think the most recent number is 94.5. Also, one of the issues that a lot of people have brought up that they're scared about is they're worried that it can alter your DNA. It cannot. There is no research, there's no data, there's nothing to suggest that mRNA can go into your nucleus. There's nothing to suggest that. So, no reason to be concerned there. And that's also not to say there's any side effects, that there's not any side effects at all. So, we've seen that there's no serious concerns, but let's go over the common side effects. Common side effects include pain at injection site, tiredness, headache, muscle pains, chills, joint pain, swollen lymph nodes on the arm where you got the injection, nausea, vomiting, and fever. So I only had a little bit of muscle soreness because this is an intramuscular injection. So I believe I'm not a gym bro, obviously, oh God. I'm not a gym bro, but it gets injected, I think, into your deltoid, which is the muscle right here, but I have no muscle, so I never work out. So it gets injected right here. This is the arm. I got it on my left arm. And I had a little bit of muscle pain. I could tell about an hour after. I was like, it's gonna be sore tomorrow. It's gonna be sore tomorrow. So the shot didn't hurt at all though. The shot did not hurt whatsoever. So no pain at all. Totally painless injection. And I had to sit for 15 minutes because there have been allergic reactions to the vaccine, but I didn't have any because I'm not allergic to anything. So obviously, if you're going to get this vaccine and you are allergic to something, I guess don't take it. You should talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor and I'm not your doctor at all. So if you're gonna get the vaccine and you have a reason to be worried, if you're in a group of people that are needing to take caution, like I think people who are pregnant, breastfeeding, if you're like younger, if you have any severe allergies, anaphylaxis, I think you're supposed to talk to your doctor before you get it. But I'm good. I didn't have any issues I had to worry about. So I got it. I sat for 15 minutes, was totally fine and very bored because my phone died. And I didn't have a book. I brought a book, left it in my car, was running late per my fashion because I always run late to everything. And yeah, so I sat for 15 minutes, was totally fine. I got a button and a sticker. Pretty nice. And they even had snacks. That's pretty cool if you ask me. They had free snacks. I didn't take any. But anyways, a wonderful experience. And I have my second shot. I got injected. I should have said this in the beginning. I got my vaccine January 10th. And now I'm going to get my second one February 8th. So pretty excited about that. And yeah, so I noticed the same night that I got it. So a few hours later, my arm was definitely a little sore, my left one. And going to sleep was a little bit difficult because I like to sleep on my side. So anytime I went to my left side to sleep, no, it was pretty sore. I would say, so the day I got it, it was a little sore. That night was pretty sore. The next day, a little bit sore, but it wasn't anything crazy. I mean, I was just aware that my arm was feeling it. I would say it felt like someone punched me in the arm real good. That's what I would say. Someone who has some strength punched me in the arm, kind of got me. So that's how I would say the pain was. And so the second day was the worst, and the third day was basically gone. And I think the fourth day, yeah, like nothing. So it went away pretty fast. But what I noticed recently, but I think it happened a few days ago. So I think Thursday or Friday, I noticed my armpit was sore. And I was like, what? And so I was like, why is my armpit sore? And so I asked my mom, and she's like, well, there's lymph nodes there. And I was like, and I got a little bit worried. And then I looked it up today through my research, and apparently this is also a common side effect of which I listed. And essentially my lymph nodes were swelling in my left armpit, and you couldn't like physically notice the swelling. Like there wasn't a visible difference between my right and left armpit, but it was definitely like a little tender for a couple of days, and now it's basically gone. I can, like, if I press into it, I can feel it, but it's gone. And today is Monday. So that was I was like, why? And I was like, it wouldn't make sense from the shot because it was in my arm, not my armpit. But no, apparently the lymph nodes on the arm that you got, because there are lymph nodes in your armpit, they can swell. So that was so I really only had 2 side effects. Sore arm immediately after, and then some swollen lymph nodes in my armpit, because the vaccine is doing its job, making antibodies. Sorry, yada yadas. I saw that from a TikTok. I'm not original. So yeah, I got the vaccine. I'm really excited. And I think you should get the vaccine too. If you're someone who can get the vaccine, then do it, If you medically can do it, if you legally can, because I know, like, not everyone can get it right now. They're prioritizing people. So I feel lucky. I truly feel extremely, extremely, extremely lucky that I was able to get the vaccine so quickly, because I know a lot of people can't. So I feel really happy that I was able to get the vaccine. And yeah, I'm gonna have a bunch of sources for you to read. So I'm gonna have a bunch of sources in the description, videos that I went and researched today, different sources I researched from. But yeah, I mean, be excited. The light that I was talking about, the light that was coming at the end of the tunnel, I 100% am seeing it. I am bathing in the light at the end of the tunnel. It is here. It is happening. The vaccines are rolling out, baby. So things are going to get better. And I hope you have a good rest of your week. Bye.
1, 2, 3, funk it.
My darling, I love you, I love you.